All right, you see the title of the video. It says the questions I keep answering over and over. I didn't think I would go over this slideshow again, but I have to go over this slideshow again because you guys didn't listen to a word I said. All right, you guys keep asking these questions, and literally all of this shit applies, right, to just basic body game shit. Now, I got my white girl coffee with me. Let's run it up. Let's get into it, all right? And one more thing. For a lot of you guys saying dumb shit, like I hear it all the time. I think someone just commented under one video, but it's a kind of sentiment that a lot of people have is like, oh my god, like body game's not gonna save you for this, this, and that. Listen, whatever situation you are when you're out of shape, when you get in shape, everything just gets better, right? So if you have absolutely no game when you're in shape and then you get in shape, right? You change your mindset and you're like, well, you know what? Maybe I can change myself. And then all of a sudden, you're going to apply that same mindset. You can apply that same mindset to social situations and game, but also you're going to get received better by people anyway. So then you'll be able to interact better anyways. And then other people will be like, people work on body game, but they still get cheated on. Listen, the cheating on shit and dudes getting cheated on, and I see it all the time because literally like there's always like wives and girlfriends hitting me up because I'm in shape and their husband isn't, right? The genuine desire type shit. But generally, you'll notice if you start hanging out with people who are on body game and you're on body game, guess what's gonna happen? You're going to see that in the situations, the chicks that you're dealing with, since they actually have genuine interest, they're usually worried about you cheating and they're trying to hold you down, right? You guys are in this scarcity mindset because you're always in situations where you like the chick more, or yeah, you like the chick more, so you're trying to keep them, and you're so worried that they're gonna cheat on you because guess what? Because you don't have your shit together, and you're not on your purpose, and you're not actually on this body game shit. You're just some dude who's out of shape and getting jealous at people who are in shape. This is the dumb shit. All right. Now, this is not for you guys who make this stupid excuses about hiding genetics. Listen, a lot of you guys that say you have issues with your looks, it's because your face is fat as shit. I say this all the time. Guess what? When you get lean, your face gets leaner. All right. It is what it is. Realistically, in the real world, all right, when me and my homeboys are out, it was like five of us the other day working out at the park, right? When the sun is hitting, all right, and you see a bunch of chiseled dudes, pause, all the chicks walking by stopping with their husbands, and all the chicks walking by with their boyfriends, they both stop, even the boyfriends stop, and they like walk around us and just watch us work out and shit because you don't see that shit. You don't see dudes with jawlines popping and muscles popping. All right, I'm not self glazing. I, I am self glazing, but like that's just the reality of it in real life. Like it's just not. It's not very common. All right, you guys need to step out the house and stop watching so much shit and actually doing shit. It's freaking ridiculous. All right. Anyways, this is not for you if you're always chasing instant gratification. Obviously, a lot of you guys do that. You guys want to do these keto diets. Someone on my TikTok live, by the way, TikTok's in the description. I'll be going live again daily. Make sure you follow. But someone on my TikTok live was just saying, just now, was saying like, oh, wow, I went low carbs to get down from 450 pounds. I'm like, listen, first of all, it's fat as shit. If I was 450 pounds, I would be eating crumble cookie and losing fat because guess what? Anything less than 5,000 calories and you're losing fat. Yes, you have insulin resistance, but you have so much fat to lose, it doesn't fucking matter. Like that's it's not about going low carb when you weigh 400 pounds. If you're above 10% body fat going low carb, you're doing unnecessary shit. All right. And someone in the comments was saying something about like, oh, you say don't do keto, but keto works for me. You're not even lean, bro. Just shut the hell up. All right, you're not even lean. Talking about oh keto, you don't need carbs. Like what the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? You could eat so many carbs and still be lean. If you're scared of carbs or something like that, that just means you know you have a bad mindset around food. Period. All right. If you're not willing to put the work in and day out, it's not some shit that's gonna happen overnight. So you got to be dedicated. If you aren't open minded and have an overall negative mindset regarding fitness, you're cooked. If you're not ready to prioritize your health, which a lot of you guys aren't, you have to really prioritize it no matter what's going on and stop saying, oh, time. Shut up. You have time. All right. You have time. You're either beating your meat or you're scrolling on TikTok or some shit and you're just consuming. You have hella time. Were you watching your Cowboys lose yesterday? Probably. All right, you guys have a lot of time. You just don't use it. You do not use your time properly. That's all it is. I've never seen someone who's like, yo, I'm like, I have no time, that actually does productive shit all day. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. All right. Now, like, I've never seen someone out of shape, I mean, that says, oh, I have no time, and they're not productive. Like, people who are in shape that are productive, they got a lot of shit going on, they're actually being productive with the time that they do have, and they sleep how they need to, right? Prioritizing their health. If you're Chad Optimus Prime and you always been in shape, none of this shit's gonna relate to you. You're already good. You can log off this video. Good job. Congrats. All right, now, like I'll say, the physique, this is the first part of body game. Obviously, shoulder to waist ratio. I say this shit all the time, 1.62. That's the ratio according to evolutionary psychology that women find most attractive. All you really need is 3 years of consistent lifting, whether it's in like a lean bulk phase. That's where Alex Eubank was at his peak when when he was natural. He was about 2 to 3 years in lifting heavy consistently. My younger brother, once he got 3 years of lifting consistently, 2 years actually, he started looking crazy. People started accusing him of steroid use and shit like that. Once I started lifting correctly for the first 3 years, that's when people were just asking me questions and chicks were like, "Oh my god," and giving me attention and shit like that. But also, I felt my best. I had my most energy, and I was able to eat more calories without like just getting fat as shit because I had more muscle mass, right? So if your waist is 30 inches, then ideal shoulder width would be around 48, somewhere in that range. Very simple stuff, all right? But if you build a decent amount of muscle and then you get lean, you will pretty much have a pretty decent shoulder waist ratio. Like I said, it's super rare. When I see a shoulder waist ratio, all right, when anybody sees it, people always look and they look like, oh, respect. Like every time, every time if I get on the elevator, especially if I'm coming back from boxing, I mean, I usually look pretty dry coming back from boxing. I don't look the best, but I look dry coming back from boxing. But I'm usually dead, and I'm like, bro, I can't even conversate, bro. I'm dying right now. Someone always like picks up a conversation with me because you don't see lean people all the time. If you just go about your day, you go to the grocery store, you go through your McDonald's drive-through. Listen, you guys deny it and shit like that. You guys say you don't go through Popeyes, McDonald's drive-throughs, but they're always full. Who's going there? All right, if you have a stomach and Popeye's line is full, I'm gonna assume that you're going there because someone is. That's why the line is full. All right, but you go to the Popeyes drive-through, go to the mall, go to grocery stores, go shopping, go to concerts, go to football games, baseball games where people are eating burgers, glizzies, and beer at 3 p.m. Right, and you'll see like the average person is absolutely out of shape. All right. Like this lean shit, you're not walking around just seeing a bunch of lean people unless there's an event where there's a lot of lean people. Like if there's a Gymshark event in Miami or some shit, yeah, you're gonna see lean people because they're flying in from all over for a purpose. All right, now all you have to do is make sure that you lift weights and do compound movements and progressively overload. Progressive overload is something that, like I always say, it should not even be a word. You should automatically be increasing the weight if it gets easier, right? It's really just common sense. Like when you're younger and you're doing push-ups and you do 20 and you're like, okay, I used to do 100 push-ups a day, 5 sets of 20, but now it's so easy. Let me do 5 sets of 30. Then let me do 5 sets of 40. Shit like that. So if you're lifting weights and you're tracking and you've been doing 140 on the cedar rows easily and you finish all 4 reps easily, go up to 160. Then after that, go up to 180, go up to 200. Like simple. Compound movements will give you the most return on investment. That's your squats, your deadlifts, your bench variations, of course. You're not just doing the big three, you're doing variations of them. So the goblet squats, right? Leg press, sumo squats, the V squat machine, hack squat machines, a lot of different variations of that. That's going to give you, the most return on investment. Romanian deadlifts, RDLs, straight leg deadlifts, Smith machine deadlifts, all that stuff. Smith machine squats as well. All that stuff is going to be great. And then, of course, bench press variations. You have your hammer strength machines, which are freaking awesome, right? Hammer strength is great. Hoist is horrible machines, but hammer strength is great. The incline presses, the incline dumbbells, flat dumbbells, all that stuff, right? So, and things for like your V taper, side raises, probably the greatest for your V taper. I'm not even lying. And of course, hitting your rear delts with some rear delt flies or some face pulls, and then incline bench for upper chest. Yeah, very, very simple. Now, basic ass style and grooming. I'm not, listen, here's the thing, when you're in shape, your physique is going to be the outfit. Like, you guys, it's funny because when you guys see Gymshark or you see like these athletes, you're like, oh my God, like I need that stringer. Or you guys ask me like, yo, where'd you get the shirt? It's not the shirt. It's the way I fit it, bro. All my shirts are $3 fucking, bro. So I do get that shit a lot. I get a lot of times people are like, dude, like, what's that shirt? What are you fitting? Or they're like, what kind of tank top is that? It's the same exact Hanes tank top that I see on your profile picture, but I see your gut hanging out. All right. It's literally the physique. All right. It's the way your physique hogs the clothes. Simple. So when you're lean, it's like when you're lean with a little bit of muscle mass, everything literally fits better. Like you go try shit on and you're like, oh, well, of course it's gonna fit. Oh, of course it's gonna fit. But when you have a big stomach and you put something on, the stomach hugs it first, and then it doesn't look good anymore. All right. So you can literally dress off the fucking mannequin, bro. You can go to Zara's, H&M, and dress off the mannequin, and you'll look good. Or you can get a bunch of outfits off the mannequin and then switch them up, mix them together. It's all gonna look good. All right. You can wear literally anything because guess what? When you have the 1.62 shoulder to waist ratio, you have a lean face, you have clear skin because you're working out and getting sunlight, right? And you stand up straight because you have muscle mass. Everything's gonna fucking look good. All right. You can wear a basic black shirt. You wear a tank top. It all looks good. But when you're fat as shit, you have a fat face. and you don't keep commitments to yourself, you're not going to look confident. So guess what? You're going to look horrible in anything that you wear. It's very simple shit. All right. Jewelry, just wear a simple chain, tennis or watch. I mean, most of my like chains and all the clothes I get is usually from companies that send me free shit. The cologne, some girl brought me some really good cologne. I think it's called, I don't know what it's called, but shit smells good. Some chick got me cologne that gets other chicks, which is like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, so I have three. I have like three colognes, but I didn't get any of them. Um, but yeah, just get you some cologne that smells good. You'll be good. It's not that deep. All right, like I always say. Now, this is the issue I be seeing with y'all. Y'all are, and I think you guys are crazy for this shit. This is the craziest shit of all time. Having self awareness means that you take care of your looks. Like if you have like a really messed up nose, and then you decide to get a nose job, that's fine. That could increase your confidence, but increase your looks. Cool. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. I'm not saying that's like a horrible thing. If you have ears like hanging far off your face, and it's an insecurity of yours, and you get surgery on that, that's cool. It is what it is. But you have to get basic shit like a fucking haircut, bro. Too many of you guys walk around with like no haircuts, and you're like, wait, how many times should I post on Instagram? Do not post on Instagram if you never have a haircut, bro. You should be getting consistent haircuts just to be a respectable looking human. If you guys have worked in corporate, right? Now, I got some white homeboys who their hair they get haircut. I mean, they cut it a little bit with scissors, and they look professional as shit. But listen, if you are a Negro, you're gonna have to get fucking tapered shit, and you're gonna have to, or you're gonna look disheveled. All right, you got to get your shit tapered. All right, stop looking crusty all the time, walking around looking crusty. If you look presentable all the time, you're gonna have better experiences because it looks like you respect yourself. It's very basic shit. All right, it's very basic shit. A fresh taper fade is gonna increase your confidence, but it's gonna significantly improve your appearance as well. You're gonna look way fucking better. It just is what it is. And then of course teeth. Like your teeth shouldn't be spaced out in yellow. It's 2025. There's like literally no reason for that. All right, you could say these are vain things or whatever, but this is the first thing everybody notices. All right, so if you go in for job interview and you smile at the person and your teeth are yellow and disgusting, they're like, "What the fuck?" And for some reason, they're not gonna hire you even though you're qualified. They just don't know what it is. It's because of your teeth. All right. It's a sign of like lack of health. It's just disgusting. All right. Experiment with facial hair if you like. If you want to have a beard, if you want to have goatee, if you want to have no facial hair, do whatever works for you. It is what it is. It's not that deep. Just stay. Make sure you look clean and you look presentable. Like that's literally the first thing. All right. Those who want to post on social media and get a following, or those who say, "Oh my God, chicks don't choose me," and you just, dude, you have gaps in your teeth. You have yellow teeth, right? You have three hairs here, right, that are really thick, and then you have no hair here. Like, so you have just this weird patchy beard and like messed up hair, and then you have like crumbs in your hair and shit like that. And then you're wearing a t-shirt and it has like Cheeto stains on it. Like, I don't know what you guys expect. All right, all right. Now, basic sexual discipline. So your sexual energy is very creative, and when you actually retain it, right? All right, anyways, so when you actually retain it, you are going to be more creative. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be more ambitious. And by the way, guys, everything I'm saying, by the way, is also going to increase your test levels. And when you increase your test levels, you have more ambition, more focus, which is like literally irreplaceable. All right, more ambition, more focus. The reason a lot of you guys don't have that is not only your nutrition, not only your lack of muscle mass, but you guys keep watching flicks, right? Corn. You guys keep watching this shit. All right, you need to lock in, hold your seed, focus on your purpose, and you'll be more ambitious. Here's the thing: before you like find your purpose, you have to have all these things in order. Because a lot of you guys are probably like, I don't know how to find my purpose. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stay locked in. Start with getting in shape, eating what you need to eat, and desexualizing your brain, and you will be able to focus way better and think way more clear. And it's life is just going to be completely different. It's going to be a different perspective. All right, you're not going to feel like you're a slave to everything. Because a lot of you guys are a slave to your temptations, which just makes you weak as shit. Because as soon as you're tempted, you fold every time. All right, now this is the biggest. This is literally the biggest thing. But I saw it firsthand. Again, I see it firsthand all the time. But like with me, but seeing it firsthand with my homeboys that I was working out with these past couple of weeks, I was just seeing it. You know what I mean? Like they're just walking around, and because they're in great shape, it almost looks like when you're lean and you're in great shape, it almost looks like you're always flexing. So then people look at you, but you're not flexing. You're just upright because you have so little fat and so much muscle, right? So you're always just upright. So like conversation, like people just kept starting conversations, and I mean like because our nonverbal communication when you're in shape is like you walk with confidence and energy. You just have confidence and energy, right? And your tonality is going to be generally positive and grounded and calm, right? And then, of course, you're not going to be scared to make eye contact like most people are because they're out of shape and they will keep commitments to themselves, right? So your body language is definitely going to talk before you do. And I tell you guys this shit about like as far as like going on dates and shit like that. Like if you once you're on body game and shit, your nonverbal communication is gonna be fucking like 100%, bro. It's gonna be 100%. It's gonna be undeniable, bro. Like you can't. It's just undeniable. All right. And it's a lot of you guys struggle with this, which is fine, but it's because you're not at the end goal yet, or you're not close to your end goal. You're very far from it. So once you get closer to it, you'll notice that this will improve, right? And it's something that can't be forced, which is why it's such a big communicator. And I think there was this one stat. I think it said it's like 70%. Nonverbal communications is like 60, 70% of communication or some shit like that. Because if you say something but your nonverbal communication is off, then it doesn't align, right? But if you say something and your nonverbal communication is on, then it does align. Like if you see any of those, you know, I know because you guys comment about this shit, and I be seeing on Instagram. If you see any of those King 68 the Great videos, by the way, like a year ago, I swear he had like 100,000 followers, and now he has like I think it's 2 million. But if you see any of his videos, he just stands there with confidence. Listen, I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, he's 6'8". He's still leaner than 95%, well, 99% of you guys. So it is what it is. But he just stands there with a lot of you know calm conviction, confidence, like he knows he's him. You know what I mean? And that's like what a lot of you guys need now. I'm not saying it's gonna make everything perfect, and you're gonna get the same results, but you'll get better results than you are getting now. All right, next. Another thing that you can't fake, like I just said, is the masculine frame. All right, a lot of you guys can't fake it. A lot of you guys try it. Here's the thing: I can tell by um, shout out to y'all that come to the lives, but I can tell by some of the people who come to the lives that other people are like, "Hey, are they trolling?" Um, I could tell that you guys watch like a lot of videos because you guys quote people. You're like, hey, well, Myron said this, and hey, Austin Dunham said this, and I'm like, bro, you guys need to go touch grass because you guys are just watching too many videos and not living life. All right. So when you try to have this masculine frame, because you don't apply anything, you don't know how to do anything. Like it's much different reading and watching shit and actually doing shit. So get out the house, man. Get out the house and do shit. All right. Interact with humans. All right. Interact with humans. Now, another thing is like when you're really ambitious, like for real, and you have goals, you are focused most of the time. Like for example, you emit a different aura because you have like focused chakra, right? You have focused nen or whatever you want to call it, but it's like focused in one area and you can feel it because you can. Here's the thing: you can go out somewhere and you can tell when someone has desperate energy and they're just like you know what I mean? Like if you go to the club, you can tell when someone has desperate energy. You go to the gym, you can tell when someone's just there to see some ass and doesn't know how to work out versus when someone's locked in and has a goal, right? When I go to the gym, the reason chicks will follow me around and dudes will ask me questions at the gym because they know that I have a focused aura and I actually am doing something, right? They know I'm focused. And then they see me after they see me for like 3 months, and then they're looking, they see me taking pictures, and I'm sure that they're like, dang man, like that dude's always like in and out, and then they start asking me questions, right? Because you can tell, you can sense that energy, all right. And of course, there's gonna be decisiveness and shit like that, non-needy energy, not being desperate, all of that shit, man. And all of this stuff is what you guys that comment that stuff like, well, just because you're in shape doesn't mean she won't cheat on you. It's like, listen, you can't control what somebody else does. And usually when you're in frame, you already know that shit. But also, you don't really give a shit because you're prioritizing everything else. And since you don't give a shit, it's going to be less likely to happen because of the law of attraction. If you're super needy and you're like, oh my God, I need this relationship to work, then it is going to be less likely to work because you have that needy energy that's just like repellent, right? It's just repellent. But if you're just focused, doing what you need to do, locked in, and you're continually growing up and or glowing up and increasing your value, then it would be you know, in whoever you're dating's best interest to stay with you because you're leveling up and you're doing what you need to do, and you're literally irreplaceable. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. All right. Importance of having your purpose. So here's the thing: when you actually so first of all, if you don't have purpose, you should still be putting your fitness first because I mean, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything else. So literally put that shit first. All right. So at least put your fitness first, guys. Put body game first. Because if you don't have your health, you have nothing else. Like if everything's going great, if you just made $10 million, if you just got the baddest chick of all time, just bought two houses, your family loves you, everything's going good, but you know, you're out of shape and you have high blood pressure, and then you end up having a stroke or something. Now you got to stop all that and focus on getting healthier. So health comes first. So when I say this purpose shit, the first purpose you should have is getting in the best shape you can. That is going to give you the mindset, give you the frame that you need, and it's going to really teach you about discipline and delaying gratification because on my fitness journey to go from first of all I had to add muscle, right? To add muscle is like you have to eat more than you want to eat, which means you can't skip days and be like, okay, yeah, I'll come out. Oh, you want to? We're going to his place to play video games. Oh shit, y'all trying to go downtown and smoke and drink? Like you can't do those things because you need to hit these calories and you need to get stronger, right? You need to put on muscle. You got to be consistent. So you have to learn to delay gratification, not give in to temptations, be patient, and trust the vision. That's number one when you're putting on muscle. Then when you're cutting down on fat, right? You have to execute even if you feel tired on some days, even if you feel weak on some days. When you want to eat more, you can't because you're in a deficit and you have to stay consistent, right? You have to be intentional, you have to be focused, you have to say no to a lot of people who are offering you cake. Your grandma's going to offer you some food and say it would be rude to deny it, but you have to deny it. You can't go to certain restaurants when you get super, super lean. Um, Things like that. If it's pizza night, you're not going to pizza night. If your girl's like, hey, let's just eat ice cream, you're not going to eat ice cream. So that's going to make you more intentional and it's going to teach you how to say no and teach you discipline, which is going to be attractive because those are traits that you need to be successful anyways, right? So yeah, it's going to increase your value and it's going to teach you to be more focused. And when you're like that, like for me, I've noticed a lot of, people, men and women, they're gonna respect that. Like if they're like, yo, you trying to come out, like, nah, bro, like, I gotta do this tomorrow, I gotta hit the gym tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. It might not be important to them. They might be like, it's not that. They might say when you're like, I'm gonna hit the gym and I gotta eat, breakfast tomorrow, they might be like, oh, it's not that deep. But here's the thing. I'm at the point where if if I like I don't like going by other people's plans. I like to control what I can. So if it's like if someone's like, "Yo, just slide over here and then we'll chill at my place. You'll bring some chicks over." If there's shit like that and they're gonna be drinking and I don't know what food they have at their house and then they don't have anything for breakfast except liquor, that shit's gonna piss me off. So I like to have my routine where it's like I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm gonna execute everything because there's nothing like executing what you need to execute and aligning with your goal self. All right, that's the most valuable thing in my opinion. All right, in my opinion, that's by far the most valuable thing. But the thing is, you'll be more intentional with everything that you do. You'll be more decisive, which, like I said, is gonna be more attractive overall. It is what it is. Now, socializing and charisma. All right, so obviously this is just basic stuff, but like I said, once you actually do get in better shape, you will have better interactions with people, right? Period. All right, you're gonna have better interactions with people because they're gonna receive you better because they know that you're not an average person. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with celebrity status and stuff like that. Like I know I made some videos and some people have made videos about like how Bodygame gives you celebrity status. Let me explain why it does. Because what are celebrities? Celebrities are rare people, right? There's how many people are in Hollywood? Like percentage of the population, probably, and some of them are retired actors anyways, but they're on TV, right? And they're in big movies. A lot of people know them. They look different. So most actors, it's like what is that? 0.01% of people. So being in great shape. What's the percentage of the population that is in great shape? Let's see. Let me think about this. According to like Google and shit like that, it's literally like 5% or less, right? Realistically less. So especially I'm talking about like being lean, not being on gear and shit. So that's probably like 1 to 3% somewhere in that range. So if someone sees you and you start talking to them and you're in shape and you're clean cut and you're not on desperate energy, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is definitely a top 1% person that I don't see every day." Because best believe people will go to the clubs, right? See this club here. People will go to clubs. What you see in clubs, you see a bunch of out of shape people who really have nothing going for them, who just drink their problems away and just don't do anything. You see what I'm saying? That's what you see most of the time. All right. Another thing you want to do is reading the room, right? Simple shit. Have positive energy, right? If you're on a date, some teasing and flirtation. This is just basic shit. All right, this is basic shit that you'll learn when you touch grass. All right, practice small talk, banter. You can talk to strangers, every single day. I definitely recommend that, saying hi to strangers or whatever. You'll be surprised at the reactions. People will appreciate it. They'll be like, oh shit, this is pretty nice. You know what I mean? Unless you're in New York, if you say hi, they're gonna be like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Oh man, but yeah. And yeah, as far as storytelling, I mean, I got some good storytellings from like work and shit like that. I got hella stories for days for every single topic, just because. I mean, I'm not saying like I party and do crazy shit, but I just be in the field, so interesting shit happens. right? And then of course when you're talking, your tone and your body should align. You shouldn't be like, uh, I am confident or something like that, or how are you, or just weird shit like that, which a lot of you guys do, and I know you guys do that because your tonality, um, and just your pictures. I can see it from your fucking pictures, right? You guys that ask shit about Instagram, I can see it from your pictures. I look at your pictures, I'm like, yeah, this dude's cooked. Like I can tell your personality from it. Now, this social media shit, this is the only thing I'm saying about social media. You guys asked, oh my God, like how do you grow your Instagram? I'm not making a whole fucking video on that because you guys aren't gonna listen. All right. Here is here is the number one thing right here. Be in decent shape. All right. Be able to see your fucking abs at least. All right. And just fucking spam pictures, bro. Like it's not that deep. Anybody who's struggling with social media, I don't want to hear you say you're not tall, you're not this, you're not that. Get haircuts, groom yourself. All right. Do a photo shoot if you have to, but just get a camera like a Sony A7 III, or you could even get a Sony A6500, right? You can really get a Sony A7R2 as well, like I have, all right? And you can get some fire ass pictures. You guys just don't put in any effort. Post every fucking day, all right? Stop being lazy and stop making up shit. All right, do some traveling. When you do traveling, post the shit in your story, cool. But you can't say simultaneously that yeah, I'm trying to grow on social media, and you have less than 100 posts. That is fucking insane, dude. I cannot believe. Matter of fact, I personally think if you have less than 500 posts, then it's insane that you're expecting to grow your social media. I think it's crazy, specifically on TikTok. If you have less than like 1,000 posts on TikTok and you want to grow your page, I don't know what to tell you. That is insane. That is like nothing. That is not even bare minimum effort. 3 posts on TikTok you want to grow? No, it's garbage. Posting 20 stories a year, it's garbage. All right. Now, if you said you post like 5 stories a day, 5 posts on TikTok a day, 5 posts on Instagram a day, then you're trying. You're at least trying. Then we can refine exactly what you're posting. But if you're not doing those things, then please stay the hell away from me and do not ask me for advice because you're not doing the bare minimum. That's like if I'm like if I was like, dang bro, I'm trying to lose weight and man and build muscle, and I'm like, oh shit, you have a gym membership? You're like, no, why you ask? It's like, what the fuck? Okay, do you track what you eat? Do you eat protein? No, I never track what I eat, but yesterday I ate some fried chicken. Isn't that protein? Like that's basically what happens. Because you guys ask, how do you grow your social media? No posts. Okay, so you're not doing the bare minimum at all. Period. All right, your perception and your aura, obviously. Like you don't want to look like this. Listen, a lot of you guys look like this, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. You guys are like, nah, bro, it's okay to be. Yes, it's okay to be nice, bro. You don't have to fucking look like. You don't have to look like this. You can look like in between. But the thing is, everybody knows when somebody is trying to be nice, they're overcompensating for some shit. Now, dudes like if you have guy friends and you have a guy friend that's pretty nice, you might be like, yeah, dude's cool, man. He's just a genuine guy. You might not mind. But chicks, they literally that's like the fastest way to make a chick throw up is to be like super nice because they know you're overcompensating for some shit and you're just being weird. Like going out of your way to be nice. It's like, yo, anybody of value doesn't do shit like this. It's like, yeah, no one of value does shit like that. It's like if you are quote unquote the the greatest, like you have the greatest program in the world, but you're selling it for free. There, something's off. Why are you selling it for free if it's the greatest program in the world? That's how chicks feel when it's like you are being super nice. They're like, why is he being super nice? Does he not like get chicks ever? He's definitely not the prize if he's like trying to overcompensate. You see what I'm saying? Like, cause dude, here's the thing. Me and my friends, dudes that I know, like are used to chicks who have high interest, so we don't have to do all that crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's more natural around them. But the dudes who aren't used to it, they're like, if I could just have one, I'd be so happy and wife her up. And then you wife up the first chick you ever met, and she's literally the biggest 3 or 4 of all time. You see what I'm saying? All right. Taking pictures, do's and don'ts. So I already told you guys about like having clear pictures, doing photo shoots. If you do a photo shoot, the photographer will cue you what to do, how to look, all that stuff, right? So, like I said, this is the most important thing for a lot of you guys. All right. I last month was the last month. No, July was the last month I looked at profiles after people DM me and said, "Hey man, like, please man, I don't know, I'm not like Bodygame. What's going on?" It was the last time I looked because I looked at the motherfucker's profile and I was like, what the fuck is this dude? Like, he was in great shape, by the way, but he looked like he was scared of himself. Like, he just did. Like, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but if you saw the picture, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. You'd be like, oh, yeah, this guy looks like he's scared of, like, life. It was just weird. It was like, all right, he was in great shape, and then, like, he took a picture, but he was just like, and I was like, okay. And then you swipe, and it's like, is this satire? And it's the same thing. It's like, like he's scared of something. Like, what the fuck is going on? So stop looking like it's the first day on earth. Have some self confidence and some, smolder. You don't have to smile. You know what I mean? Relax your jaw, eye contact, right? All that shit. If you're looking away, do it in a candid manner. Very simple shit, man. Like, you gotta have some aura with this shit, man. You gotta know you're him or have some confidence in yourself. Here's the thing, by the way, with knowing you're him and shit. If a lot of people think you're cocky, that means people are jealous of you. All right, and it's better to be envied than it is to be pitied. All right, period. But also, like, people are gonna hate you regardless. All right, people hate me for no reason, right? Because I say you should have a profile picture, and then they don't have a profile picture, and then when they go home, they're fat as shit and they have to look at themselves and they're like, man, fuck that dude. But then I'm lean and I have a profile picture, so I don't really care, and they hate that and they think I'm cocky, but I'm just being straightforward. All right, this is what y'all look like in your pictures. Here it is. This is what the fuck I saw, bro. This is some scary shit. All right, looking awkward, smiling hard, blurry, low quality photos, poor framing. Right. I mean, I'm in the middle here at least, but I'm not in the middle here. All right, the rule of thirds. If you're gonna do a picture, be in this third to make the background show more, or be in the middle usually. Right. If you're doing a talking video, be in the middle. Have a little bit of headspace. That'll give you authority. Shit like that. If you want to look more, you know, you want to look swole and dominant, up angle, you know, higher higher millimeter lens like a 50 or 85, shit like that. Just basic shit like this that you should know. All right, it's not that complicated. Um, yeah. Anyways, is this the Discord shit? Yeah, we don't have Discord anymore. Yeah, we don't have Discord anymore. But anyways, link is in the description for training, and also I will put a link in the description for business coaching as well, for one-on-one fitness coaching. But that's only for people who I said who post shit, all right, and who actually want to lock in. I'll tell you right now, fitness coaching is a 24/7 job, and you're not going to be sitting on the beach fucking uh, answering one email a day. No, you're going to be grinding.